Race number 2 goes gate to wire. Very game performance from Sultan's Pride, who took some shots not only from Gatto Blue, but also the favorite there, Late Deal Me Trips. Prevailed Matthew Lorefice, the trainer, at 5-1 with Isaac Castillo aboard. All right, some of you may or may not recognize the gentleman to the left of me, but back by popular demand, I guess is the only way I can put it. It is Sean Sanchez, who works up in the TV room, mostly doing graphics work, but he also will be thrown onto a camera every once in a while. Oh, yeah. He wears a lot of hats. He does a great job at fairgrounds, and he is in tune with the fabric of New Orleans, Mardi Gras, et cetera, et cetera. He's been on to talk about certain things like that in the past. But today, Sean, you thought it was a good idea to talk about the Super Bowl, which is going on tomorrow. We're not racing. Super Bowl, of course, was in New Orleans last year, which many people feel is the best venue to have the Super Bowl.
Well, first of all, I'm back. Joey, it is awesome to be here on the set again. Thank you for inviting me. Thank you. And also,
we could call it an invitation.
Oh, I think so. And also, extra thanks for being today, the eve of the biggest sporting event of the year, the 60th anniversary of the big game. Can you believe we've had 59 already?
I can believe it.
Can you?
Yeah.
So many years. But no, it's the biggest event of the year. I love it. Do you?
Oh, yeah, I mean, of course. I mean, you love it more some years than others. Ian, who works in the TV room, he's a big Patriots fan, so we know that who he's rooting for. I think it's amazing that the Patriots got back to the Super Bowl after winning 6 of them with a completely different, cast of characters, so to speak. Talk about some of the most memorable Super Bowls that you've had over the years. You mentioned to me a couple different times that you almost got to go to the game but didn't. Why is that?
It happened on 2 different occasions, actually. The last time was back when the Rams, the then St. Louis Rams, played the Patriots back in 2001. I could have went to that game, actually. My then girlfriend had a dad who was connected to the Dome, and she actually offered me a ticket, and I was going to take it, but I found out that her dad wouldn't let her go, so I couldn't do that. Even the Sanchizer has a guilty conscience. I could not do that, so I had to pass on that.
Trying to score points with the ladies in the audience. Is that what you're trying to do? All right, go ahead.
It worked, too. It did work.
Story number 2.
Well, the first one was much more fun. When I was an 8 or 9-year-old kid, your Bears, the 85 Bears, were playing the Patriots in the Dome. I want to say that was Super Bowl 20. And me and my dad, we were actually outside the Superdome. We had a connection to get into the game. It fell through at the last minute. We winded up actually going to a bar nearby to watch the game, and it was actually more fun than I thought. I mean, being an 8-year-old kid going into a bar, that was a great feeling, I thought. That was just... I
mean, as a Chicago fan, obviously that game was a lot of fun. More fun than when the Bears lost to the Colts and Peyton Manning.
Let's forget about that one.
Peyton Manning's got a couple Super Bowls, one for the Colts and another one for the Broncos. Some of my other memorable games, and I've never come close to getting into the Super Bowl. I was counting my money in 2017 when the Falcons were way ahead at halftime. I was literally counting my money. The Patriots came back and won that game. So that was memorable, maybe for not the greatest of reasons.
I mean, that's the famous, 28-3 game, right?
28-3 at the half, yeah.
But I tell you that your 85 Bears team, Joe, I have to go back to that. That was me being a Saints fan all my life. That Bears team was basically, it was like 1-1A to me. I loved that team. I was totally into that. That was the closest thing to a football team that were all rock stars. It was just, I mean, I was drinking that Super Bowl shuffle Kool-Aid. I was totally bought into that.
Yeah, no, it was great. And then, of course, for everyone here locally, the 2010 Super Bowl that the Saints won.
Oh, yes. Yes.
One of the greatest memories of all time for so many different reasons. Drew Brees recently getting inducted into the Hall of Fame. And then we got the rematch of the Super Bowl from a few years ago with the Patriots and the Seahawks, where the Seahawks should have won it. They would have just given the ball to Marshawn Lynch on the 1-yard line. One of the worst play calls in the history of all sports to throw the ball at that point. And Brady's been very good. He's also been very fortunate here and there as well.
One of my best friends, his name is Ryan Jacob. He's a lifelong Seahawks fan, and I can never bring that up with him at all. It's always about the Hawks game against the Broncos. That was a win. Don't bring up the game against the Patriots.
I don't blame him. All right, let's take a look at the horses in the paddock here, and we've got a wide open third race. I like the 2-horse on top, Sean. I'm a little bit surprised that this one is getting bet. I know you've done your homework. You had your daily racing form out earlier. I'll just tell you why I like this horse. In this particular 6-furlong, non-3 for 17 for Louisiana breds. Dropping in class, second off the layoff. Like those two things. I'd like to see this horse stretch out. I think this horse going one turn has done okay, but I think this horse might be even better were they give him an opportunity to stretch out a little bit. There is some route influences in the pedigree. I thought I'd get a little bit better price right now, 5-2, but they're betting back actually just about every horse in the field. I mean, nobody's higher than 5-1, so no short prices, no long shots, so to speak. Who did you land on and why?
Oh, this claiming race is wide open. Anybody could win this, in my opinion. You know, your pick, Star Rock Star, relieving class, like you mentioned, is currently the favorite. Actually, now it's at 2-1. It's got a good bloodline with Star Guitar and also, what is that, Fusaichi Pegasus? Did I say that correctly?
Former Kentucky Derby winner, close enough.
Close enough? How do you say that?
Fusaichi.
Fusaichi Pegasus.
Yep.
Okay. But yes, that's a good. Yeah, my top pick, I got Big Nickel. That is C.J. McMahon's third consecutive mount. You got Sturgis as the trainer. It had some. It had some good success. So I want to say back in January, it came in second place. Back in December, it was first place. So it's kind of on a little streak at the moment.
Yeah, horse in good form was the terminology we like to use.
Good form.
3-5 was the odds on Razor Crest, who beat him last time. He was hung wide, and he still got the job done. 2 back. Actually, my second choice here, Sean. I agree with you. And I would say my top pick at 2-1, Big Nickel at 9-2. Big Nickel is offering quite a bit more value here.
I agree. 9-2.
Now, you've got the one horse picked in second. Blame Me Seriously. And that one's up there at 5-1 as the co-longest shot on the tote board. Didn't have the most comfortable of trips, but if you like Big Nickel, maybe you got to like this horse too. They finished second and third behind an odds-on favorite last out.
Right. I'm just feeling really good about Shane Wilson today. Today is going to be his day, I think, for that big 1,000 win. This could be the race.
Could be the race. He's got a couple more shots, I do believe, after this, and if he doesn't win it here today, I think he and Connor have some horses entered at Sam Houston tomorrow. Not that we're rooting against Shane to win a race elsewhere, but I think it would be a lot more fitting were he to get his 1,000th win here at the fairgrounds.
I agree. And this particular horse, Blame Me Seriously, had some good success back at Louisiana Downs back in September.
All right, Blame Me Seriously up there at 5-1. Let's take a look at my third choice in the field, Yaki's Drive-Through, 7-2. This horse has been disappointing the last couple of years relative to what we saw from him a few years ago when he did score a win here at Fairgrounds. He's hit the board on 6 other occasions against much tougher competition than this, but continues to slide down the class ladder. Now, he was third last out, Sean. He's got a little bit of a late closing kick. And what about Marcelino Pedroza Jr.? He's having a great meet.
Oh, he is. This current horse, by the way, is now 4-1 on the current line. It's what is your opinion on Marcelino? You think he's doing have a good season?
I mean, he's third in the standings, and he's been here every season I've been here for the last 9 seasons, and he's always in the top 10, sometimes in the top 5, and I think he's having his best meet ever. It's tough when you've got Jose Ortiz and Paco Lopez making up the exacta, but he's pretty far in front of Ben Curtis, Jared Ludbury for that third spot, and those guys are having a great meet too.
Yes, they are.
Yaki's Drive-Through up there at odds of 4-1. All right, so we've got about 10 minutes of post time for this third race, Sean. Not only the Super Bowl, but the opening ceremonies for the Olympics. What's your favorite Olympic event?
Oh gosh, does Jamaican bobsledding count?
I guess so. I don't know. What do you mean?
Well, ever since Cool Runnings came out back in the
Well, it's just bobsledding. I mean, I don't think Jamaica has a team.
right.
That's
I'm referring to
the premise of the movie.
Right, exactly. It was a good movie, by the way. John Candy, great fan of his.
Okay, I asked you about the Olympics, and you're talking about John Candy movies. Sean Sanchez, everybody. I mean, I like figure skating. I'm not afraid to admit it. I definitely like the speed skating. Lindsey Vaughn's a great story, obviously, this year with the downhill. She got through her trial run the other day on a torn ACL. I don't know how that's medically possible.
She must have an old school mentality to actually get that kind of injury and still want to pursue it.
Well, I mean, and these guys in professional sports, especially the NBA, they get paid millions of dollars to play. They've got rest days, they've got injury management days. She's not. I mean, I'm sure she's going to get some endorsements that she has over the years for skiing, but she's not making a dime to do this. She's doing this for herself.
No,
at the age of, I believe, 41.
41. Wow, she's a warrior. By the way, I heard that flag football was going to be an Olympic sport at some point. Is that true?
Yeah, it's definitely true. Yeah, baseball too. Looks like they might potentially, allow the major leaguers to play. World Baseball Classic is about to start. Tremendous event. The American team this year looks better than it ever has. So there's a lot going on, not only in the sports world, horse racing, and let's not forget we've got Endymion coming up Saturday, Lundi Gras and Mardi Gras next Tuesday. What do you think that week's going to be like with all the great racing, one of the major parades leading up to Mardi Gras and then the event itself?
It's going to be madness. Endymion, your headliners are going to be Gwen Stefani and Blake Shelton for the extravaganza, which I do recommend going to at least once in your lifetime. Go to the extravaganza in the Superdome.
All right. Any quick final thoughts here?
Yes. One question. The Super Bowl, lots of silly prop bets. Out of all the silly prop bets, what would be the color of the Gatorade in the winning bucket this year, Joe?
I will say lemon, lime, yellow.
It's been green the last 2 years. I'm going towards orange.
Okay. Well, I mean, hopefully you don't have any inside information on that. You might, knowing you. All right, everybody. Sean, thanks for joining us. Head back up to the TV room. We've got 7 more races today.